This is Joshua Hart here for Seconds Out. Delighted today to be joined by Misfits boxing star Idris Virgo. Idris, first of all, thank you very much for your time today. And how is everything?
Woo-wee. What's going on, guys? It's Idris Virgo. What are you saying? I'm good, bro. I'm good. What are you saying? You good?
I'm very good, all the better for being joined by yourself today. We'll get straight into things. Before we dive fully into a lot of the news in the influencer boxing world at the moment, we'll start off with yourself. What is the latest you can tell us about your next fight? Obviously, we've not seen you in the ring now since I believe last September.
Yeah.
Have you got any updates, any news that you can give to the fans who want to see you back in the ring?
To be honest with you, I felt like a Joseph partner, Parker. He put a video on Instagram the other day where it's like, I don't know what's going on. Have I upset someone? I'm doing everything right. My last performance was good, but it seems like no one wants to fight me. I was able to relate to that because I'm in exactly the same position he's in. I've done everything correct. Headline Mixers event in Newcastle. I won't say sold out, but it was very high volume of people there attending that fight. Great numbers online. I'm not Aaron Chalmers out in 3 rounds, something that Floyd Money Mayweather couldn't do. I've done everything right, but since then, um, it's gone quiet. You know what I mean? I'm like, here am I upset? Like what I have done. You know what I mean? I could sell fights. I'm a good-looking guy. Ex-Love Islander. It's been crazy, man. For the whole year, I've been to Saudi as well. I've been speaking to the Saudis about obviously potentially. Obviously, I'll tell you about that later on in this interview. But yeah. So my question to you, answer to your question is like, what's next? I don't know, man. Hopefully, I've got some fight news coming soon. There's stuff what's been told should be happening soon, but for the whole last year, mate, it's like a carrot was dangled. It was like or like I was Bugs Bunny chasing that carrot. It was like I was in Space Jam. I was just in that universe. You know what I mean? But hopefully, I'll see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? I was this close of retiring. I was that close
Really?
of just giving. Yeah, I was at that close of just giving up. Like, listen, I thought, look, I've done the 08 in the sport. I've done my pro. I've done Misfits. You know what? No one wants to fight me. I'm too dangerous. So should just hang the gloves up. So yeah.
If you mentioned obviously thinking of retirement, did it not ever cross your mind to maybe step back from the misfit stuff and possibly look at going back down the traditional professional boxing route that you first started your career in?
Now I did cross my mind, but then at the same time, it's kind of the case of who could I fight in the pro ranks? Like the guys who want to be fighting, they will want big money. You know what I mean? Can these guys sell tickets? Can they sell a fight? What I realized with Misfits was these guys I was fighting, they was able to sell a fight. There was a storyline. There was people got invested in the fights in pro scene. It's not like that. It's different kettle of fish. People are just like they're too serious, man. You know what I mean? They don't know how to play the game. So I was thinking about that when I was thinking about who can I really fight in the pro scene. There's a couple of guys I could have fought. One person I wouldn't mind fighting in the pro scene. He lost it recently. Was what's his name called again? Hitman Haney.
Nathan Heaney.
Yeah, Nathan Heaney. Because me and he was meant to fight, but I remember he fights at middleweight. You know what I mean? The lowest I'll go would be super middle. If I really want to stretch, probably middle, but it'd be freaking far fetched. But yeah, if I did go back in the pro ranks, it would be like, what belts am I fighting for? I'm not going in there to like just to test waters. I've already done that. I want belts, you know what I mean? I want obviously the British belt, the English belt. I don't want a Southern Area title. That's beneath me. I'm better than that, you know what I mean? I want some proper belts or I hold proper clout. So yeah, that's a good question. Would I go back to the pro ranks? Yes, in due time. In due time, I will go back to the pro ranks.
Fair enough. And then before I move on, you mentioned obviously being out in Saudi and having some conversations. Can you just give us any insight as to what those conversations may have held?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm trying to set up that Tommy Fury fight, man. That Tommy Fury fight. The Love Island battle. Who is the handsome guy from Love Island? Who is the better boxer from Love Island? In Saudi, Tommy could sell a fight. I would be able to sell a fight in Saudi. Um, Also with Tommy Fury, he needs a warm up fight. You know what I mean? He's obviously beat my boy KSI. Well, I believe he didn't beat him. I believe KSI won that fight. But I would love to fight Tommy Fury. Bit of redemption for KSI. Could it happen? It should happen. He needs a warm up fight. He said he wants to come back at the end of the year. By saying that he wants to come back at the end of the year, does that mean he wants to fight on Tyson Fury's Usyk 2 rematch on the card? If that's the case, well, no, we get us on the undercard. You know what I mean? As a warm up fight for Tommy, we got a bit of issue, bit of problem me and Tommy when KSI was fighting Joe Fournier. When KSI was fighting Joe Fournier, Tommy thought he was a man. He thought he was the gangster because he was in Manchester, not Manchester. He was the gangster because he came to Liverpool, not Liverpool, London. So I think after he grappled me and punched me, I want to fight Tommy, get Tommy out the way. And then I also want to fight Roman Fury. Yes, I will go up to 200 pounds and fight Roman Fury. Not my weight class, but I will go up there. I'll fight Roman Fury because when we got in that scuffle, he was a big coward and he hit me in the back of my head. I'm not going to forget that, Roman Fury. So Roman Fury as well, you need to come see me. So I want both of those guys.
Fair enough. And then just obviously my next question was going to be who's the ideal opponent for yourself, but obviously you mentioned Tommy Fury and Tommy saying he needs the warm-up fight. Obviously you believe a lot in your own ability and your ability to sell a fight as well, not just your ability in the ring. Are you happy with being labeled as Tommy Fury's warm-up fight?
I'm not happy to be labeled as Thomas Fury's warm-up fight, you know what I mean? But why not? You know what I mean? This guy, he thinks is the shit, my man language. He thinks is the best next thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's not good to be labeled as that, but a warm-up fight will be end his career. He knows I've all the boxers, I'll end his career. Hence why he's going for that rematch with Jake Paul. Hence why he probably want to be going for a rematch against KSI because he knows when he steps against a real boxer like Jake Paul, he's not really fighting legit boxers. You know what I mean? If Jake Paul really wants a legit boxer, he's got one sitting right here. If he wants to fight 200 pounds, I'll go up 200 pounds and I beat his ass. You know what I mean? But Tommy realized he's getting more money doing that than going down the traditional route of playing a legit, not playing, but fighting a legit boxer like me. You know what I mean? So if Tommy really believe in himself and he believes, you know what? Yeah, I'm betting in Idris Virgo. Why not fight me? You're not going to lose anything. If you think you're that good, it's a win-win. If Tommy Fury says, "Oh, but I'm not going to get as much as I got against not Logan, Jake Paul and KSI," do you know what, Tommy? Let me give this to you then. What do we fight and we take winner takes all? So I'll give you my purse. I'm not going to get paid. Winner takes all. Give that confidence. He should accept the offer. If he's not confident, he's not going to take this offer. Would you take the offer? If I said to you, listen, winner takes all, and you believe in yourself, what would you say?
I mean,
Honestly, what would you say?
I guess you'd say yeah in any situation. If you're fighting someone that you believe you can beat, yeah.
Yeah, it's a year in it. So yeah, so put this out there. Tommy, I know you watch Seconds Out. So Tommy, I'm telling you now, if you believe in your ability, why not we do a fight? Me and you, winner takes all. What are you saying? Is this gonna be a deal or no deal? Simple as that.
Fair enough. And then just lastly on yourself, obviously, like we've mentioned, we know you've got the background in professional boxing, then you had the little stint on Love Island, then back to Misfits. What was it about Misfits that was so enticing and what made you want to go over to that side of the boxing world rather than come back and go back down the traditional route?
I'll say the fame and the money.
Respect.
It was just better. Like, as I said, Tommy realized as well, like on the other side of the fence, on the other side of the grass, little lit fence, it was a lot better. You also got to put this out there as well. Turkey has the ecstasy, Turkey Al-Shay, he's changing the dynamics of boxing in the sense of he's making feel like I need to be a pro again because he's offering these much purses for these fights and what fans want to see. So that makes more like, for example, like myself, boxers thinking, you know what? If it's gonna be worth my while fighting these top athletes, I'll go back pro, I'll fight pro. But if it's not, I might as well just jump on that side and fight like the likes of remember, I had a little back to forward with Andre Ward. You know what I mean? I called Andrew Ward out, said, listen, Andrew Ward, if you're going to come out of retirement, I'll fight you. You know what I mean? Mixed is the type of place where these fights could happen. Like, I'll fight Andre Ward. I'll fight Amir Khan. I'll fight Carl Froch. Even Carl Froch wanted it as well. Even Rick and Fieldings wanted it as well. All these guys want it, but I need someone to put these fights on. They're like, do you know what? Yeah, that'll fight. That'll be a banger fight because I believe in myself. I believe all those guys I said there, I'll beat them any day of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I beat all of them. And the one guy I also want to fight as well. I know I'm rambling on. It's also it's Reed O'Reilly. No, I mean Reed O'Reilly. Him as well. Don't get me wrong, he's a cruiserweight. I believe he's a small cruiserweight. Would I go to 200 pounds to fight Reed O'Reilly? Yes, I will. Would I go to 200 pounds to fight Jake Paul? Yes, I will. Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? Jake Paul, he needs to freaking rethink what he's doing. He's fighting Mike Tyson at the end of the year. I believe that shouldn't happen. If they want someone to step in, they know who they should call. Netflix, what you're saying.
Fair enough. And then just moving away, moving and looking at some of the big fights in the Misfit scene. August 31st in Dublin, a good friend of yours, KSI, returns. And a 2v1 fight, something new, something that we don't normally see in traditional boxing, but uh, from what it seems, Misfits just love creating these new ideas. How do you see this 2v1 playing out between KSI and then as he takes on Slim and Anthony Taylor?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be good and tricky. It's a new thing, but at the same time, I think I said in the zone, this sort of KSI does, you know what I mean? When I spar him, it's not just me sparring, there's another two, three guys there ready to jump in after numerous rounds. So it's like probably like another sparring match. Now, the only threat I'll say in that match should be Anthony Taylor. He's got a tricky right hand and he's got that famous Huggabee style. Not the Peekaboo style, it's the Huggabee style. He's got that famous style. Would that be tricky for KSI? Yes, it will be. Well, can he cope with it? Yes, it can be, because the reason I think KSI will be able to cope with that, because since I've been sparring KSI for this camp, I've tried to mimic Anthony Taylor coming forward like this, throwing that, and then hugging, you know, you know what I mean. So he knows what he's got to be prepared for. Now talking about Slim Shady, he's really ain't got nothing to really bother KSI with except for that lethal right hand. I'll say it's like a Dante Wilder kind of, any angle he could throw it and it probably land and hurt. He's got that kind of little thing in his box, but I believe KSI will knock Slim out. I think Slim will walk into a shot and get knocked out by KSI, and I think it will end up with Anthony Taylor and KSI going to the end. Will KSI knock out Anthony Taylor? Possibly, possibly that could happen. I'm just excited for that fight. It's a great undercard. I'm going to be honest with you. I should be on that card. I should have been fighting on that card. I am pissed I'm not fighting on that card. It makes no sense. You got guys on that card like randomers who I haven't heard of, who shouldn't be on that card. I'm not going to slate them on this. Yes, I am. Gabe Silver. Um, it's just one of them ones, you know what I mean? It's just one of those ones, but yeah.
Before I move on and ask more about KSI, obviously you
Yeah.
mentioned yourself should have been on that card. What went wrong for you to not be on that card out in Dublin?
Um, Honestly, I just don't know. As I said, I'm in that Joe's a partner, Parker kind of phase, that moment now. What's going on? You know what I mean? I've been out the ring for about a year. All these calls have been happening, and I ain't got mentioned. You know what I mean? I've been told I'm meant to be fighting, but it hasn't happened. I really want to know why I'm not on that card. Half of those guys on that card, I could have been an opponent for. I could have fought, but then again, I'm dangerous. You know what I mean, if you're building certain fighters up, you don't want me to wreck the party. Same way I beat Andy Taylor and same way I beat freaking Aaron Chalmers. So it's possibly that. That's probably the reason.
Fair enough. And then just back to KSI. Obviously, you're in camp with KSI. You see how he's training. How does the preparation for a fight change, especially when he's preparing for not just two fighters, but two fighters with styles that I guess you could say are like complete polar opposites of each other?
How does he prepare for it?
Yeah, how would you prepare to make sure that you prepared diligently for both styles? Because Anthony Taylor and Slim, I'm saying not saying this in a disrespectful way, but they're not similar styles at all.
Yeah, they're totally different. You just got to get the right guys in sparring. As I said, you probably have to do 2 rounds in each of two different guys in. You might have to mix up to like, let's say, 4 guys. You just got to bring different type of people in because there's a different look because the styles are not going to be the same as you said. So he's got to be prepared for to realize at any moment in a fight he could change. You can never know. Any teller might come out in orthodox, but some reason he's thinking, forget fuck this, my language. I'm gonna switch to southpaw. You know what I mean? You never know what he's gonna try to do. Um, I think KSI will be able to deal with it. Therefore, be able to cope with it. Come on, he coped with Tommy Fury. He beat Tommy Fury. But people think he didn't, but I believe he beat Tommy Fury. So was able to cope with a professional boxer. So these two amateur guys, he's a walk in the park for him. You know what I mean? It's like he could have this cup of tea and freaking beat them if that makes any sense. I don't know. That doesn't make no sense, but yeah.
And then just moving on, obviously, this previous weekend we saw Jake Paul back in the ring. It was meant to be the Mike Tyson fight, but ended up being Mike Perry. What did you make of Jake's performance in there?
You know what? Jake is getting better. Sorry, Jake is getting better, but I do believe he kind of weight bullied. Mike Perry. But then again, Mike Perry's meant to be the king of violence. I did say numerous times on my YouTube channel, by being a bare knuckle fighter doesn't mean you can put gloves on and beat anyone. You know what I mean? Like it's like a basketball player playing baseball. It's not gonna happen. It's a totally two different sports. But with Mike Perry, when he called me out or I got offered to fight Mike Perry on the prime card and Mike Perry didn't want to fight me, I know why, because he knew I would have just embarrassed him, and that proved my point with Jake Paul. Jake Paul literally embarrassed Mike Perry and showed, and I suppose Mike Perry how he can't box. He's not a boxer. He's a bare knuckle fighter, and that's all. He cannot step in that ring again and fight anyone else. If he does want to step in that ring again, he needs to come see me, and I'll embarrass him. I would have got that job done in one round. And this is what I said to Mike Perry when I seen him face to face. I said, Mike Perry, I'm a different kettle of fish. You know what I said to him? I said to Mike Perry, fight me down the prime card when I'm not prepared. I'm not having been in camp. I'm unfit because this is your own opportunity to have one over me. If you make it go any longer, you're gonna freaking pay for it. And then that's why he got kicked off. Goes, what do you mean? I goes, bro, listen, if I done the camp to fight you, it's game over. You're not on the level. Your ability to box is not there. You know what I'm trying to say? Hands low. He just proved my point, Jake. That's just exposed Mike Perry. Now the question is, where does Mike Perry go after this? You know what I mean? He got fired from the BFC by Conor McGregor. I don't blame Conor McGregor as well for doing that. Where does he go? He's got that dirty boxing thing. What he's doing? Like, what's Mike Perry doing now? So yeah, man, it's crazy.
And then post fight, obviously Jake went out and called out, and this is quite a shocking call out for some people. He called out UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. Um, I
What's
can already.
what's that about, bro? I had to freaking go online and search this guy up, and I laughed. I goes, calling this geezer out. I could beat this geezer out freaking falling asleep. I could sleep. I could wake up over sleep after a nice hangover and beat this guy up. You know what I mean? I could have 10 points and beat him up. This Alex Pereira geezer, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce his name. He cannot fight. He's not a boxer. He's like this. What? Like, Jake is good at picking opponents. You know what I mean? Like, how are you calling that guy out and you didn't want to call like a professional boxer out? You know what I mean? Me and Jake had a back to forward. Me, Ryan Garcia, and Aiden. He had opportunity right there to call a professional boxer out if he wanted to, and he could have called me out, but he knows he's not that kind of level. He's not on that level. So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. This Alex Pereira, who is he, man? Some UFC champ, like heavyweight
Yeah,
champ.
so he's the UFC light heavyweight champion at the moment. He only came into the scene about 3 years ago and has been on one of the fastest rises in UFC history. So he's a very good combat sports fighter.
He's not a boxer. Come on, man. He beat up Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, Mike Perry. Like, come on, man. What is he going for? Remember, Jake Paul said he wants to be a WBC cruiserweight champion. Before he wasn't cruiserweight, he just wanted to be a world champion. Now he's found his weight. He wants to fight 200 pounds. We all know that. So he wants to be a cruiserweight champion. To get that bout, you've got to be fighting boxers. Like, you need to be getting your score up on BoxRec. You know what I mean? By fighting this Alec Brazil, it's not going to get his, like, up on the rankings. You know what I mean? Obviously, Jake Paul's not in there for the money. But at the same time, what is he in there for? You know what I'm trying to say?
Something that I've just thought of now. So obviously we know Jake started his career fighting MMA fighters or fighting other influencers. But he went through that little stint, I'd say at the back end of last year and early this year, of fighting obviously actual professional boxers who may have been inactive for a while, but it seemed he was starting to take that more serious route of, okay, these guys might not put as many bums on seats, but they were legit guys who were supposedly going to come and test him. Do you feel something behind the scenes, him looking at sales, tickets sold for fights, that made him go, this isn't working, let's go back to bringing in these big retired UFC names?
You know what? That bang, you hit the nail on the head. I think that's what's happening. He must have thought that was it Rolling Geese or whatever his name is, and he thought that Andrew August guy as well. And you're right, the sales and numbers weren't there, and he's probably gone down that route. What you're saying now, like Mike Perry, he knows that's gone through the roof. That sales, he done well on that. Mike Tyson announcement that was gone crazy, was sold out for that event. So you're right. You know, like for a businessman, he's doing the right thing. But then again, if he really wants to go down that route, being a WC champion, he's not doing the right thing. He needs to test himself. You know what I mean? And then again, if he wants to go back down that route and fighting guys who are retired, listen, Jake, I'll retire tomorrow. You can fight me if you want.
And then also, so at the weigh-in for Jake Paul's fight against Mike Perry, he did his interview with Ariel Helwani, and he said that he's on a mission to save the sport of boxing. What do you have to say about that statement from Jake?
He's not in a mission to save the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? I've got to give his credits. You know what I mean? He's doing well. He knows how to market fight. For example, he went to that weigh-in and he was overweight. Like, mate, listen, he knows and his team knows before you step on those scales, you do pre-check weighing before you go down. So he knew he was bang on weight. So what he done there with those boxers, I guarantee those boxers weighed so much, he knew he had to take them off to make it dramatic. Jay Paul's is a smart guy, but he's not saving boxing because it's kind of destroying it, but then at the same time, he's pretending like he's saving it. You know what I mean? You know, he's trying to help someone out, but you're not really helping them out. But you're like, yeah, keep on going. You're like, oh, fuck this geezer. But yeah, that's what Jay Paul's technically doing. He's not came down to save boxing at all. Like, this guy ain't saving boxing. The guy who's really saving boxing is the ecstasy Turkey LSJ. He's the guy who's came down to save boxing. He is saving boxing. He has literally come in the sport for a year. 1 year, I think it's been a year or close to a year. He's come in and turned boxing upside down, paying the fighters what they need to get paid. Fighters are like literally legit, proper top prospects are fighting each other, so they're ducking each other. I'm here for it. That's what boxing's about. He's bringing the old school boxing when Muhammad Ali fight for, Joe Frazier fought, freaking Robert Duyan, Sugar Ray Leonard. All these guys was fighting the best of the best. Even freaking Nigel Benn. You know what I mean? All those guys fought the last, and they didn't care because they knew they had no opportunity. This generation was changing now, but still, this generation is that Floyd Mayweather generation. You need to protect your old. You need to be undefeated. I'm 50 and 0. You know what I mean? Talking about Floyd Mayweather, he needs to stop coming out of hiding, man. Don't fight John Gotti, fight me, man. I've done something what you couldn't do, Floyd. I will always say it, you know. I swear down, I will always say I've done something what Floyd Mayweather couldn't do. I knocked someone down what Floyd couldn't knock out in 3 rounds, and Floyd couldn't do in 8. It's mad.
Fair enough. Obviously, you mentioned Turkey Al Sheikh coming to save boxing during Jake Paul's fight with Mike Perry. Turkey Al Sheikh actually tweeted out and put, "This is not boxing."
Yeah.
When you're seeing things like that get said by such, I guess you can say, high powers in boxing, it's not a great look for Jake, is it?
No, it's not. It's not good. It's not a good look for Jake at all. That's what I mean. Like Jake now, but have to sit back over his team and go, listen, we've got to change. We've got to like do something different. Like, yeah, I'll call out Alex or whatever geezer out, but we need to actually look for legit boxers now. We need to change it because if you got the guy like that saying it's not for boxing, then what I see is Jake Paul's conning all the fans out there money, the hard earned cash. He's conning them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we all want to see Jake Paul fight, but at the end of the day, if people actually sit there and literally soak it in, you're conning me out my hard earned cash to see you fight some freaking fake or fixed what kind of fight you're trying to say. Oh, and it's not boxing, man. Like you're damaging the name, and you're going against what Turkey's trying to do. So Turkey's bringing it up. That's Turkey now bringing it up, and this is Jake like this swimming now. No, 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 no. I'm gonna bring you down. You know what I mean? So it's like they're competing against each other at the moment because we've got real boxing and we've got type of boxing Jake Paul's doing. I mean, yeah. But
And
then
then
again, with Misfits, I gotta say Misfits is different because Turkey Alisher hasn't said that about Misfits. Misfits is different in the sense of he is Misfits and KSI has brought a different audience, a way different audience. You know what I mean? A way different demographic, like way different, and that's helping boxing. That's bringing different eyes into boxing. It's like you could get a Joey watching East End and Coronation Street, what's not a fan of boxing, but now they are a fan of boxing because their actor is boxing on Misfits. So the whole kind of dynamic of that, it's like, oh, freaking hell, yeah, I love boxing now. Yeah, I'm in it. So yeah,
and then obviously we know Jake's next fight is set to be Mike Tyson if all goes to plan. What do you make of the rescheduled fight with Mike Tyson?
it's a tricky one. Mike Tyson is 58 now. I did see a video of Mike Tyson throwing the dart with blindfolded. I don't know how the guy done that and hit bullseye. I'm like, yo, this guy is a freaking legend. Wow. But you got to say as this, he embarrassed the king of violence, Mike Perry. Easy work, you know what I mean? Mike Tyson's 58, man. He's an old man. Like, I don't care what anyone says, man. If Jake actually does hit Mike Tyson with that shots he was throwing against Mike Perry, I don't see Mike getting back up. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson's a freaking legend. He's OG, man. So personally, I don't want to see that fight happening. You know what I mean? Because it'd be stupid. You know what I mean? It just ruin anything, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. But hopefully, okay, yeah. Hopefully that fight doesn't really happen. So you never know. You know, you never know.
Is it even more concerning, especially with the first fight being cancelled due to Mike Tyson's health scare that he had? Does that just add even more concern around the fight? Obviously, a lot of the concern already comes from the fact that he is nearly 60 years old.
Yeah, 100%. There's more concern now because remember he was prepping himself. He was going in with the training, and then boom, that happened. So you got to remember the reason it's November because they put a bracket of him recovering, and then now they got to assess when he's recovered, how well is he doing with the training, and then if he's still not good, it's like what you know what I mean. It's like it's not a guarantee that that fight's gonna happen now. Um, I don't know, man. I think you know when how can I say? It's like it's a pre-warning before something bad happens. You know what I mean? It's a scent from above saying, "Listen, bro, slow down for a bit, man. Like to reevaluate what you really want to do. But if you want to carry on taking that path, you could carry on. We'll bless you with more blessings, make you fit and feel well again. But I'm just letting you know, like, decide properly, man. So yeah, man. It's like I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you, my heart would be beating. I'll be sweating. I wouldn't be looking. I wouldn't be able to look at the TV. You know what I mean? I'll be a nervous breakdown watching that fight, man. I don't know how it would go. But then again, has Mike Tyson got a puncher's chance? Yes, he has. Because we've all seen in that fight with Mike Perry, Jake Paul gassed out in 2 rounds. No one cannot tell me any different. Jake Paul gassed out in 2 rounds. So Mike Tyson's at least got 1 round in him slash two. So yeah.
Do you give Mike Tyson any more than a puncher's chance heading into that fight?
Nah, I've just given him a puncher's chance. Just due because of the age. But then you also got to put in the fact that muscle memory helps as well. He's been doing this his whole entire life. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, mark my words, when he fought Roy Jones Jr., yeah, Roy Jones Jr., that was quite decent, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was two older guys, but they both moved. It was wow, it was good movement, man. So yeah, man, I'm rooting for Mike, man. I'm rooting for Mike. If that fight does happen.
Idris, obviously, just finally before I let you go, I just want to pass the stage over to you. Have you got any message for fans, any other fighters out there that you want to fight? Just talk your talk here. Have you got any messages for anyone?
First off, man, I want to say thank you to the fans that still support me. Although I've been out of the ring for a whole year, but I appreciate you guys tuning into my YouTube channel, tuning onto my Instagram, my TikTok, especially my LinkedIn. I see you guys and then businessmen. You know what I mean, sponsorship coming soon. But yeah, man, this is a message to all these guys ducking me. You got from Mike Perry, you got Tommy Fury, you got Chris Iveri, you got freaking Andy Tear, you got some Sam Allison, you got Carl Froch, you got Amir Khan. The list goes on. All you guys. You say my record's so bad. You say I've been fighting bums. You say I'm not a threat. I could salify. I'm handsome. I got good talk. You know what I mean? So why are you ducking me? You know what I mean? It's easy to get fights on. And one guy I forgot, Harlem Ben. Yes, Harlem Ben. We went back and forth online. You say you want to fight me. I say I want to fight you. So let's stop all this chit chat talk. Let's get this contract signed up and delivered, and let's fight, man. Stop ducking me. If Misfits doesn't want to put the fight on, we go elsewhere. We get this fight going because I want to end your legacy. I'll start with you, or I'll start with Tommy first. All you big names using your family name to grow up there, like I'm against that. I'm gonna take you guys all out, especially you, Tommy Fury. This is the last time I'm gonna say this. If you want to fight me, Tommy Fury, take the offer. Winner takes all. But yeah, man. Peace out, people.
Idris, thank you very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully, we get some big news for yourself soon.
Down, Josh. See you later, man.